Warning. The next video goes over a lot of the atrocities in detail of what happened in the female dungeons. Please stop if this is a trigger to you.
Some of these women were abused because the West African coast was described to be the white man's grave because of malaria and other diseases. So they never came along with their wives, took advantage of the enslaved women in the dungeons and began to abuse them. But how did they make this selection? Because of the position of the governor. This is the balcony created up there, meant for the governor to stand. Well, he gave orders to the soldiers to have the gate of the dungeons opened. All of them would be out here. As he stood up, he looked through, picked a woman of his own choice. But the one selected by the governor had been in any of these dungeons for several days, weeks, or months without bathing, brushing her teeth, or washing down. Automatically, she would be smelling due to the unhygienic conditions of the dungeon. So what do you see around me? Two separate water reservoirs. These reservoirs were constructed by the Portuguese. Rainwater were harvested in them. This, for instance, this one contains 20,000 awaiting shipment. Now when the ship arrived, all of them were examined by the surgeons to identify those who had become pregnant. Why? They wanted the strong ones to be transported to work in the plantation, not enslaved women who had become too weak due to the pregnancy. So what did they do? They began to put up stone houses outside the dungeons. Now all those became pregnant were relocated from the dungeons into the stone houses until they delivered. Now these cases were given European names. They were treated better. They had a school established, meant to give them education. As they grew up, they never saw themselves as African because they were light-skinned colored children. They were brainwashed. For them to believe that they are superior to those of dark-skinned community. Racism, discrimination, prejudice, hatred did not begin yesterday. It has a root. We must all know. Now these kids grew up and some of them became merchants, interpreters, agents, herdsmen, became part of the whole chartel. Never saw anything wrong because they felt superior to those of dark skin in the community. Now,